And we have liftoff. Thank you so much for tuning into the Planet Guardian podcast. We're your hosts, Aneesa and Robbie, and we're so glad that you're here. We'll be reviewing episode 9 of Girls Planet 999, an Mnet survival show of 99 girls becoming a group of 9 from different nationalities, China, Korea, and Japan. So, Aneesa, wasn't this a nice episode?
It was a good filler episode.
I kind of wish they performed and then they showed this.
Yes.
So then we had a week to just kind of decompress. You know what? I can't be mad because I'm like, thanks, Mnet, for trying something different and giving us this filler, because I don't think they really did this for Produce 48. Like, I feel like they showed all of the girls having fun, like, after they got eliminated. But I feel like this time it's like they tried it, you know, because they do have the Chuang girls and U+Me girls. So they like kind of try to bring that element in. And also, I like these variety shows. Mm-hmm. I'm not really one to watch K-dramas. I like to watch variety shows and survival shows. That's how I learned that really random word, the silk word, bondeki. You're like, why do I know this word? But anyway, like just watching variety shows. So I thought it was really nice to see them do something that's, you know, out in the real world. I also liked how they weren't just in Seoul, because like, so the Korea is not just Seoul or Busan or you know, Jeju. Like it's a very vast and big country. Well, you know, big enough. So anyway, let's go. Janai No top 9.
Let's go, Janai No.
I wish she lives forever.
I wonder if anyone who watches this, did they even watch Produce 101 Japan? And even if they did, that moment probably wasn't even iconic for them. So they're like, why does he keep throwing Japanese in?
It's just for me. Like, if you know me slightly, it's things that don't stick with other people. I'm like, wait, that was great. This is so random. Like, I was watching the Jungle Book, the live action one, and the gorilla was like, I want to be like you. And I was like, wait, there's energy here. Let me go back. And I'm like, wait, I'm cheering for him like I cheer for my Girls Planet girls, like like slightly off kilter vocals. Like, wait, this is great. Or like when the guy from Chuang was like, Beijing Kuba, and no one else will remember that but me. Anyway, I'm getting.
Wait, which Chuang? 2020 or The Boys?
You know, what you ain't watching?
Oh, right, because it was about what's her name,
Curly, when he was like Beijing Kuba.
All right, we talk about every survival show except for Girls Planet.
That's where we're at this point.
Okay, my top 9. Right. My top 9. Here it is. My top 9 didn't change at all, except the fact that Chaehyun
you would have switched around ranks.
Well, honestly, I just kind of threw them in.
Okay.
Yeah, Chaehyun is solidified as my pick for Korea now. That's the only difference. So Ruiqi is still my 1 pick. Wen Zhe, I like her. Youngeun is still there. Xiaoting is still there. Chaehyun, Kotone, Yurina, Manami, and Dayeon. Yeah, so the reason why I solidified these people as my picks is because I went back and I feel like when we think about the teams that everyone was put in, like, remember the last episode we were saying the Snake team, they're doing the same thing we already seen. Like, every team is like that. I feel like the next performance that we see isn't going to change my opinion of them. So I feel like this is my top 9 until the finale, unless some of them get eliminated. It's my top 9 to the finale. So I went back and thought about every single performance that they did. And do I really want these people in my top 9? What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I don't mean to cut you off. I apologize. I was just looking at top 9. The only person that's in danger of elimination is Kotone, but everyone else seems to be kind of like...
Is Manami okay? I don't even remember her rank in this episode.
She ranked, I think, 16 or 17. But I think she's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, she might be in danger, but I just kind of in my mind see her getting a planet pass.
Yeah.
I just feel like if it was to be anyone, they would just give it to her. She hasn't gotten one yet.
Unless someone else does something behind the scenes, like what. Okay, when I said it like that, it sounds really scandalous. I don't mean it in a scandalous way.
No, we're leaving it there.
No, I don't mean it in a scandalous way.
Oh, God.
But yeah, thinking about their performances from beginning to end, I liked all of Ruiqi's performances. Xiaoting could have gave more, but I still enjoyed the performances. Youngeun solidified herself in my top 9 from the beginning when she did Bubble Pop, which Mnet chose those stages anyways, and I kind of had a feeling that Mnet chose those stages because why would Youngeun do a Cube song? But That's fine. Wen Zhe, I didn't know that she was in Helicopter. She was like invisible to me when they performed that.
Her moment was yes or yes.
Yeah, it was. That was her moment. Chaehyun was actually in my top 9 and the beginning of the show because she did Black Mamba. And remember when she did Black Mamba, I said that I like her singing, but she messed up the high note. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about her. Yes, I was like, girl, you don't sound like Ning Ning, so you're not good enough. But you know what? I when I went back and rewatched Black Mamba, I felt like I liked the performance, and I felt like she did good, even though she messed up her high note. Everything else that she did in that performance is great. Everyone else,
Kotone. I love how our fans, they come for me every time I go drag a girl. When you drag a girl, they're like, I'm with you, Aneesa. But if you go back all the way to the beginning, I tried to say, oh, she did well. And you were like, no, she wasn't like Ning Ning. But I was actually trying to save her. And no one was like, well, Robbie, y'all suck. Let me stop. I'm joking.
No, a lot of people liked her at that time. I think a few people kind of disagreed with me, actually, because there's a lot of people who were like, I mean, there are a lot of people who, looking back at it, they're right. Basically, what they all said was she messed up the high note, yes, but literally the rest of the performance was great. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I was like, okay. Yeah. When I went back and watched it, I was like, you guys are right. And I like her. This is going to sound wrong, but I mean this in a good way. I like her pale skin and her hair together on stage. She looks, I don't know, something about her. She's like glowing on stage. I was like, she's real cute.
What you sound like.
I know. But anyways, that's my top 9. I have nothing else to add. It's probably going to be like that until the end, until one of them get eliminated.
All right. Just to be fair, y'all don't suck. I was just speaking in the moment. Y'all just be coming for me. But I love it. This is because I'm the one that always changes. You're the one that's
you be switching up. I see Bor and Chaehyun there, a little razzle dazzle.
So Hsin Wei, she just, you know what? Y'all started me off on this. It's actually you guys that have made me this way, because every time you're like, she's never going to happen, I just keep going harder for her, like every time. And then someone on Twitter said, I was like, oh, replace Hikaru with Hsin Wei, and then like perfect. And he responded in Turkish, and he's like, something, pretty girl, something. And I translated it, and he said, don't be a pretty girl lover. And I said, now you're making me love her more. Like,
what's wrong with liking pretty girls? I mean,
I don't know, man.
I think my top 9 is
my thing is, because I said Hikaru, what is he saying about Hikaru? I don't think she's ugly. Maybe he needs to reevaluate himself. Anyway,
Hikaru's not even ugly. No, you're right, because that comment doesn't make sense. Because
exactly, so
fine.
What is that? That's more a comment for him.
Yeah,
because I've never said anything about. I said she fits a fierce thing, but to be fair, this is off topic. If Hikaru's just on the wrong show for me, if Hikaru's on Unpretty, she'd be my best girl. I'd be like, oh, she's got that little spice. She's from Japan. I like that. On this show, this is not what I'm looking for. Anyway, Hsin Wei, number 1, love you. Mwah, perfect. Love that. I love her on the truck talking about cheap hats. Love that. She was fun. Chaehyun, I think we both come to the conclusion that we like her. All right. I think she was somebody that we just kept in the back of our eyes. Like, we're like,
yeah.
And she was like, you know, and I like the image. And I'm like, we're talking. And I was like, I messaged you and like, why is she not number 1? Like, she fits everything that they.
Oh, she would be a good center, actually.
The thing is, she doesn't have that. She doesn't have the she doesn't. When she's on stage, she's a good support. She doesn't own the stage.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I could see that. My Rick Slay, Ruiqi. I mean, I was watching her stuff from the Drive to the Planet, like fan meet, and my eyes kept going towards her and her little silvery hair. And remember, we were like. You said, when she get in this group, then what? And I'm like, then we just knew that she's getting in. I think I've accepted that she's just getting in hell or high water. So I'm just like, I think this is what this needs to be in my 9. And then when she's get called and everyone's like, we didn't want this, I'm going to be like, told y'all.
You didn't want this. What I need Ruiqi and Wen Zhe to get in. I need both of them to be our Rig Slay.
No, because then if they get in, then Hsin Wei's got to get in to round that out.
Oh.
And I don't know how they're going to handle it. Like, I don't know. I don't know how the lineup's going to be, because it could go any way.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Bora because of razzle dazzle. Like I've liked her for a while, so this is no surprise. Ruiqi because I think I see that there's certain members that just need to be together. And she just needs to be, and I really like her personality. It's unfortunate she didn't get called. Like, even though Hsin Wei is in risk of being eliminated, like the fact that she was called, like she rose. Actually, she did rise because being 18th is not like in the grand scheme of things isn't really bad, but it's bad because she'll get eliminated.
Yeah.
But the fact that Ruiqi isn't called and she's like supposed to be a part of the Korean top 9 tells you something, because people keep saying, oh, she's really popular in Korea, but is she really? Because their vote's actually worth more than ours. And I could be wrong, but I've been trying to calculate how the votes work. If half of their points, if Koreans have half the vote, does it mean that like one Korean person that votes is a 0.5 of a vote?
No, one Korean vote counts as 2 votes.
Really?
Yeah. So our one vote, well, it's either they cut our votes. I don't think they're going to cut our votes in half, because then you get like 0.5s and stuff. So I think what they're doing is doubling Korea's votes.
But the thing is, they do have like something points, points. Because they don't do it by like one vote. It's by points. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I think that's why, because let's say like me, I'm 1 vote, you're 1 vote. 2 people in Korea, that's 2 votes. But if you count the points, 2 people in Korea, that's
it's
4
like 2 points.
Yeah, that's 4 points. But two votes, 4 points. And then you also factor in like the benefits. Those aren't votes, those are points, So I think that's why they're saying straight points,
Yeah. So anyway, it seems like all in all, if she's popular there, she should have been able to been called. So there's some shenanigans going on there. Don't be surprised if her, Hsin Wei, and like those 2, they get back up into the safe zone, because every time I check the support bar, they're always 17, 18. And that's like on the verge of they're like 17, 18 or 19. I know this is going on a tangent, but I just be mindful of those things. And what's funny is when Hsin Wei got into in danger of elimination, Hsin Wei rose up to C3 in the support bar. So, and so did Ruan, will Rick say. Anyway, Wen Zhe, because after I saw her in that like cute, elegant moment that I sent you on Instagram, I was like, oh, this is nice. I just really like her. I think she's the only girl from Snake that I'm like, oh, other than Dayeon. Manami, because she ain't like that abalone. No, I just like Manami, and her rap is really cool. Dayeon, she's a solid member. And Maya's back in my 9 now because I just like her. And I kept watching them do Ice Cream again. And I like her style of dance. I was watching her next to Bahye and I was like, oh, she's eating her up. I'm sorry, it's just, but I know, not comparing, but it's just like when you have 2 girls there, I was like, oh, she's kind of getting it. So that just reminded me of how much I like Maya. Anyway,
the same way that Junhee was eating up Xiaoting. There was a post on Twitter. Someone was like, how did you guys eliminate Xiaoting from Chuang? That doesn't make sense. And they conveniently cut off the part of the dance battle with Junhee where Lin Junhee comes in and eats her up. I'm just like, y'all didn't watch this show, because if you watch the show, you'll see know what happened.
Yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of people that watch Girls Planet didn't even watch U+Me or Chuang or anything like that. You know what's funny? Off topic. The girls I wanted to come on this show just didn't go. Like, if
I'm the exact opposite.
If Humar, if Wonka.
Oh, I did want Wonka, but
if Humar and Wonka came in the show, I was like, that'd be it. I'd be like, okay. And they the same age. Like, Humar's almost 30. She's 25.
Not almost 30.
She's the same age as Xiaoting, and everyone's like, she's going through a lot, you guys. She's almost 30. I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm done, y'all. Okay. So do you want to talk about the trips?
Yeah, let's talk about the trips before we fry these girls up for the top 9. So the first team trip was Which one did you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Snake.
Oh yeah, Snaky Snake. So, okay, we're just focusing on the trips. Yeah, let me talk about that first before we talk about like the team drama and stuff that happened behind the scenes. They were cute. Wanja's a variety queen, of course. That's why she needs to debut. I don't know. I want to say something about Snake, but it might sound kind of not racist. It might sound kind of xenophobic.
About them Chinese girls.
Yes. Why did they send a team of mostly Chinese girls to
an
area? Yes. Not only they had them working, they had them hanging out with some like older traditional Korean people. I'm just like, y'all, now why would you do this? That wasn't right.
They knew what they were doing. Everyone had a nice day except them. They had to dig and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I felt bad when they called up the U+Me team and they're like, we're eating luxury food. And then you see Hikaru eating her little sad little sweet potato. I'm like, at least you're getting fiber, sweetheart. I mean,
which she needs.
Oh, she knows. I mean, you know, they all need to eat healthy.
No, they said that on the show. Someone was like, oh, sweet potatoes help you poop. And then they all looked at Hikaru and she was like, oh, she
must be a consecrated queen.
Yes.
She's in the dorm like,
yeah. Oh my goodness. Good for her. She's going to get the vitamins she needs, nutrition.
Gosh. Goodness. And you know, she's with a lot of older girls in that group. They're probably like having remedies, like you should drink half prune juice, half tea in the morning. And she's like, stop it, I'm young.
No, you know what? She's constipated. You know why? Because Zian was probably
junk food.
No, Zian was probably taking care of her, being a good mom, and now Zian's gone. So now everyone's eating all this junk food.
Oh, you're right. And you know what? That food, the little convenient snacks in Korea kind of be slapping though.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
There's this one chip that tastes like it's like corn, but not like corn chip, but tastes like fresh corn. That thing is banging. Anyway,
back to Snake team.
I felt they were digging. Oh, congrats for Wanja being sweet potato 1. Good for her.
Yeah, rank 1 is sweet potato.
And then after that, he's like, get back to work.
He was like, are you done? She was giving a whole speech. He was like, are you done?
We got about a few boxes. He said, as a gift, I'll give you a box of these.
I love that edit with the MC too. He was like, and rank 1. I was like, oh, y'all are cute for this edit.
That was cute. And then they sent those girls to perform. Oh, before they did that, didn't they have like a little bonfire moment, or was it after?
The bonfire moment when Shai Bing was like, I'm sorry.
No. Let me translate that. She is like, this is Robert version. Yo, remember when I said I support you not being a leader? Damn, that was crazy, right? Wow. I really said that? Yo, that was wild. She was like trying to like in her own way, her own prideful way, backtrack. Uh-huh. But I'm like, as we saw at the end of the episode, the damage is done.
But my thing is like, they gave her 2 episodes of just pure damage, and they gave her 30 seconds of exactly a little moment for her to be like, yeah, wow, so
that was wild.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, remember when I like emotionally damaged y'all and cried and then yelled at y'all and said, no more talking, we're doing this? Wow, that was something. Well, aren't we done now? We moved on.
Some people are saying that someone told her that Mnet Evil edited her, and honestly, I don't know if someone told her. I think maybe she just reflected on it and it was just,
look,
you know.
Look, listen. Everyone keeps saying the Evil edited her. Okay, maybe her words were a little different. So her energy, her spirit was on not even 10, was on 59. It was hot.
No, I'm saying that someone told her that Mnet edited her that way. So that's why she's apologizing.
No, I hear that part. I'm just saying about like people saying she was evil edited. I'm just like putting like a footnote on the comment. Like, sorry, my nose got itchy. Yeah, I'm just like, no one, like she was hot. Like she yelled at the girls, no more talking. Like, you know, like like you no one forced you to go that hard, like, you know what I mean? And I think, you know, when you watch these survival shows like RuPaul Drag Race stuff, you can see desperation real easy in these people because it's like this chance, this opportunity is going to change your life.
Mm-hmm.
And like I completely get that. But at the same breath, desperation, it like comes out in many ways. People cry, people do this, people get silent, people whatever. But her desperation was just, it was a lot. And I think, as I said before, I think voters are making the right decision because they will have to live with her for 2.5 years in that apartment. And so it's just like if that's how she acts for having to like rearrange dance movements or whatever, they're going to have to do that for the whole term of their contract. Do you really want that in a group? You know, I think she'll be great as a solo artist doing her own thing. Because clearly she has solo artist mentality. When you're in a group, you're not always going to be in the center or the middle or not have every part. Like, look at Haewon. She got Yogi, you know, and she's chill. And now she has a successful YouTube channel and she's an actress. So like, you have to think about the bigger picture. I just think this is the biggest shot in the foot that anyone has ever done that I've ever seen in my entire life. Because if she just chilled out, she would have gotten the group.
Yeah. I mean, I already said everything I had to say about that situation. I have nothing to add.
I'm just recapping. But then they perform for the Ajimas and they're like, snake, 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 bam, bam, bam. And they're like, what is this?
I'm going to say something else that is definitely going to be controversial. If I was a Chinese person and they sent me to a rural area, I would not tell them that I'm Chinese. I'll be like, I'm American, Asian. I'm an Asian American.
Just say it from Singapore. That's safe.
Oh, yeah, from Singapore. Yeah. Yep.
You said yup.
I wouldn't say that because especially like, you know, the older generation, I feel like they'll be more sensitive to even look at Chinese people.
I mean, here's the deal. They aren't the only set of people that do that in Korea. A lot of people say that they're American, say, no, I'm from Canada.
Really?
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
I might do that next time.
Nope. Nope. I'm from America. Nope. I'm owning my crap. I realized when I was in Korea how American I was. And I was like, okay. You'll realize it too, because there's just certain things that we do, and especially from where we are in our part of America. Anyway.
I think I I went to Japan, so it's not like I didn't know I was American until I left. To Korea.
When those people pointed and said, Gaijin, I'm like, dang, y'all ain't got no chill. Or when the person on the bike pointed to me, my friend said, look, and they went back to Japanese and said, y'all know we understand the look part, right? We know what that means.
They want you to understand.
They want me to know they're talking crap. Anyway.
But back to the show. I thought it was cute how they had the little trot song at the end. I was like, that's what y'all should have performed from day one. Because they don't want to hear
Dayeon was the only one singing.
Oh, I noticed, and that's exactly what I would have done. I would have been jamming out, shaking my little whatever accessories they had as she sings her little sorry, that's the only trot song that I know because it's by K-pop artists.
I don't know the words. I don't know the melody.
But they were vibing with that song. Good for them.
They were, and Xiaoting was phoning it from home. She was like,
I don't blame the audience for being kind of dry though, because first of all, the first song that they sang, it was K-pop. No one there's checking for K-pop. It was Chinese people singing it. No one there's checking for the Chinese people singing K-pop. It's a song that hasn't even technically been released yet. So
also, to be fair, in that part of from what I've seen from variety shows from my past, in the rice paddy areas, no one's checking for K-pop. I remember there was a show, I don't remember what the title was, but it had Amber from FX, Young Sunny from Girls' Generation, some girl from Jewelry, some other members from other K-pop groups. And they would go to different parts of Korea and do various activities. And Amber was like, the mission was to get an old Ajima to do, no, Ajishi, not old lady, to do the da-da-da-da-da dance from FX. And she's like, okay, can you do this? And he was like, he was just having a moment. She's like, let's move on. So it kind of reminded me of that moment. That show was old as heck. So I'm like, they don't rock with it. But when they started singing then they're like, yeah. And then they brought the kids in. Thought that was cool. But yeah, they had sweet potatoes and Shopping was like, yo, I really eliminate myself from this group. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, should we talk about U+Me?
Yeah, so U+Me had the nice spa day and they went on their little trip to that high-rise building.
Mm-hmm.
Did U+Me, they were the ones who called Snake in the middle of their slave labor.
What got me was who I think it was Wen Zhe who said, I smell luxury. And one of the girls said, wow, y'all looking real nice. And I remember she's like, smells like luxury. And I was like, wait, how you smell it all the way from here? And I was like, y'all ain't right. Can I just say, is it just me or U+Me kind of have the middle of the road contestants? I don't know if it's just me. I feel like, just from my perspective, like the Snake team is like, ooh, I have very discontent feelings for them, so I'm watching you. And then like the Sheep members is like, oh, I like y'all, so I'm watching you. And the like Utopia team's like, that's a great song, so I'm watching you. But the Utopia team is just like, maybe it's just me. It's probably just my taste. But I just feel like there's like no clear standouts there.
Yeah, for the U+Me team, actually, I didn't really particularly care about any of them. I mean, I know Kotone's on that team, but I don't like that song. I'm on the same boat as you. Like the songs I actually like I like Utopia the most, and then I like the Snake team, and I kind of like that song. So that's why I'm mostly watching those teams, you know?
I feel like it's just like Snake is like they're going to do something that I expect. And I'm like expecting them to get a certain critique, and then we move on. But the U+Me is like, I have no expectations one way or the other. I just don't. I feel like Snake is rumor. U+Me is I Am. Utopia is that fluttery song that didn't really work out. Another produced, but the produced 48 had like an extra song. Shoot is a song that actually won. Is Rolling from Produce 48.
Mm-hmm.
But to be quite honest, I think Utopia's gonna win because Razzle Dazzle needs benefits.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but U+Me.
Sorry,
I thought the funny thing about this is that I feel like the U+Me, the little spa day, this is the most screen time that not Chinese May, but regular May, Japanese May.
Yeah,
this is the most screen time that Japanese May has ever had on the whole show. Like, I felt like I actually saw her. I'm just like, wow, she's still here, like in this competition.
I did not just say that when I was picking my top 9. I said, wait, she's still here?
Yeah.
I know more about Chinese May more than the real one.
Yep.
That's a dang shame. It's like, you know, those Pokemon, and there's like regular version, and then they have like the other forms. Like there's like the one from the island, and then the one from the other. She's like that. When I say like Chinese May, I'm like, dang, we really treating them like Pokemon characters, like regular Meowth, and then the Alolan Meowth. Like that's just cracked me up. I realized in this episode that Mashiro is just JYP's type, like to a T, like a little bit docile, respectful, kind of reserved. All those girls, minus Somi, that's what she left, are like that. And when she was like up there by the tower, not looking outside, she's like, yay, yay, cheering for you girls. And I was like, that's just so JYP. Like, he has a type. Like, why didn't he put you in ITZY? He didn't want vocals. Anyway.
Well, ITZY isn't that.
I'm shady. I'm sorry.
The thing is that ITZY, even if that's their personality, they're very like charismatic on stage. Mashiro,
maybe she wouldn't fit that.
She wouldn't fit at all.
She wouldn't hit blah 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 the same way that the other girls.
She wouldn't.
She's like blah blah blah, and then Ruiqi would put her out of the way. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, because Yuna does. She say blah blah. I'm just like, girl, I can't imagine Mashiro matching that. Mashiro's scared of heights, and they had her up there crying her eyes out and trying to make this whole thing. I'm just like, girl, I feel so bad for you.
Wasn't as bad as Xingqiu on the. We'll get to her later, but Xingqiu on the gliding, the air gliding.
Yeah,
she was having and crying like that. I said she's having moments over there.
Both of them are me because I'm scared of heights. I don't know. Mashiro's probably like, I'm on TV. I got to do this. Just cry it out. Cry while I'm doing it, but I got to do it. You know, this is the only way I'm going to get screen time, probably.
She got enough screen time. That lunch looked good.
Oh,
they
yeah.
actually enjoy it unlike a certain someone from the J team in Shoot.
So I think that what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I wish I went to that little spa trip, like how they went to the chiropractor.
Didn't it sound like some cracks?
You're like 30 years old. She's like, I'm 18 or something. Yeah, they were cracking her up. They said, have you ever seen that TikTok? The guy's like final neck adjustment.
Well, when you're 18, the next year you are 30. So
I forgot. That's my Korean age. You're right.
He said, wow, got the body of a break.
Man.
Goodness. I think we covered it. I think
I mean it's a little filler episode.
But I had fun with it. Utopia.
Yeah, so they went hiking and paragliding. I think that's what it's called, paragliding, right?
This is the trip I would have had the most fun on. This one,
me too.
Okay, because I was like, if I was on vacation and someone was like, oh, we're going to Hawaii and we're going to do this and this, I'll be like, great, that sounds fantastic. And I think it also fit the vibe of the song, which is funny because you wouldn't think Snake would fit the vibe of a potato farmer, but anyway, I think they just wanted to send those girls out there to just have a moment. Yeah, I really liked them going on that trip. What did you think?
I thought it was nice. I feel like the hiking, it looked easy. It wasn't like one of those really aggressive mountainy hikes with all these rocks and you got to do this and that and the third. It just looked like a trail, like you just walk pretty much.
So are we going to get that video of the professional videographer doing the Utopia dance on the mountain? Because that looked nice.
What? I don't remember that scene.
He was zooming in and doing the ins and outs, and they were in the little parachute outfits. And I was like, we gonna post that on somewhere?
Or we're probably not gonna get that.
You see, content we never get.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they were looking real clean. And I was like, wait, with the background with the mountains. I was like, this looks nice. Post this online. They're never gonna show it. We're never gonna get it. They'd be locked up in Mnet's vault.
Yep. The paragliding thing looked real fun though. Like, I mean, I'm scared of heights, but I feel like that might be doable. Was Chinese May on that team? That was her who was scared, right? And crying.
No, that was Hong Ching Cho, who was like, ooh.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, CO3 or O3, like before this episode.
Yeah, she is having moments. And I would have kept it in my heart. You know how like Japan has a no screaming on the roller coasters rule?
I didn't know that.
I read the article that said in Japan you gotta scream in your heart, and I said, the heck? How does that work?
Wow.
So I just kept the screaming in my heart, and I just been like, let the Utopia song play in the background, be like, but in reality, I'm like exploding because I'm like all miles and miles and heights from the ground. And when she landed on the ground, she's like, I said, that would have been me. I made the exact same noise. I'd have made the exact same noise. And I'd have hugged, and then all the members hugged each other. I said, that's nice. You supported each other.
That was cute. I think they needed that paragliding moment because I feel like the hike, they all look like, honestly, when they were hiking, I got the vibe that they didn't like each other for some reason. Really? I was like, what is going on here? I don't know, something about the hike. And there was a moment in the hike when they were taking a break and sitting and talking. And I was like, they just look like like, you know how they're K-pop groups, but they're just co-workers. That's what I was getting from them. I was like, are you guys okay? Like, I mean, felt like there's a little bit of tension or something. But after the paragliding, they seemed just fine. So I was like, good for them. There
might have been something that happened off screen.
I mean, probably a Korean trainee was doing some nonsense. They're like, we can't put that in because we need you to debut.
Bora. That song's gonna be Bora and Friends because she's gonna be screaming.
As it should be. She's gonna give it a lot of razzle dazzle.
Good for us. I think we covered that one pretty well.
Yeah. So let's go on to
Shoot, which is my favorite interaction.
Shoot, which is Shoot plus Dayeon, apparently, because this episode for some reason had a lot of Dayeon screen time.
They're like,
it was too much. It was way too much. I felt like she got a nice moment with ice cream, and then she solidified. Yes, she solidified her moment in the previous episode with the little snake moment against Chai Bing, and I felt like this episode they really should have eased up on it.
But it's not her fault. She's
It's not,
asked,
and I know.
it's not her fault. Like, I feel like it's them because she's not even like the kind of person that she's super humble. So when you see them like pushing her, even when they cut the clips trying to like show her off, she's like, "Oh, thinking about my mom today," and then she goes back to being silent. Like she's the perfect person to be a leader.
That team is nicer than me because if they sent me to another trainee's mom's house, I'll be like, I'd rather be picking sweet potatoes right now. No, like really, I would rather be picking sweet potatoes for real. Because
in my head, wait, hold on, wait a minute. I don't want to make this one worse. I'm gonna shut up. But it's kind of it's suspicious. Why did they send her to the mama's house?
It is suspicious. And people are saying like, oh, and they're low-key advertising like their family restaurant business.
I didn't mind that because it's COVID time. Not many, even though people are going out, not as much. Like support small businesses. That's her and her parents' like business. Like, you know, sorry, someone at the door. Anyway. Like support small businesses. Like I'm all in favor of that. Yeah, back to the thing. So they went to Dayeon's mom's house. Well, first you didn't know who she was. They just thought, oh, middle-aged woman. And then Yujin's like, are you a planet guardian? And they're like, oh, you're someone's mom. No, she's like, I'm someone's mom. I'm one of you girls' mom. And then they're like, oh, Youngeun. And she's like, Youngeun. It was cute when they performed Shoot for her. She's crying. She's like, I know how hard you guys worked on your moves. Which
I felt her in that moment. I felt that.
Which kind of sounds like my mom when she's like, when she sees my covers and she's like, I know you're working on your moves. Parents always call it moves. And then they went, now my favorite part, when they went to the restaurant and they had all this like sashimi and sushi.
That food looked good.
It did look good. And then this is the only thing that took away from me in the episode. Manami was like, wow, abalone. I've never had this before. And then she took a bite out of it. And then the subtitle was like, wow, new experience, very beautiful food, tasty or whatever. And she's like, And then she took one bite and put it back on the serving plate. And I said, you didn't like that, did you? And then they tried to save her with the subtitles. And I was like, no, I know that face. I make that face when I don't like food. She didn't like it. Fair, probably a really weird flavor. Like, I don't know the texture of abalone. Like, I don't be thinking half the things from the sea we're supposed to be eating. But anyway, that's the only thing. That was a cute episode. And then they end up going to, I guess, sound check. But then out of nowhere, the host is like, hello, girls. I want to tell you their interim rankings. I want to let you talk about the interim rankings, and then I just give little comments.
Well, I had another comment on the
I'm sorry,
Dayeon's house actually.
Yeah,
I thought it was weird how they like, I don't know. First of all, going to her house is a weird trip. And the other part is like going into her room and then like they're all writing notes for Dayeon. I'm just like, she's a contestant. Like she's on the same level as you guys, you know. I don't know. I was getting weird vibes from that. Like, why do you have these girls writing notes like they're Dayeon's fangirls or something? That didn't
I think you're taking it another way because they do that on other survival shows. Like,
oh, really?
Like RuPaul Drag Race, when a girl gets eliminated, they'll write like letters to them or whatever. Or like America's Next Top Model, like they'll write letters to girls. Like it's I
feel like it's a different vibe though, because even in Chuang, when they were writing notes, they were writing it kind of like to each other. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, everyone, like we went to one trainee's house and then we all left the same note for that one girl. I thought that was weird.
I kind of see it differently because it's just like that's a moment for them to actually share something with her that can be just for them in that moment that the cameras don't know. They can just say whatever they want to say to her in that moment. It's like a space for them to just.
They took a picture of all the notes though, so that's not even a personal moment anymore.
When she's done with her 2.5 years and she takes Polaroid pictures of all the things she remembers from Planetaria, whatever the group's gonna be called.
It'll be a nice little
montage. Whatever. But I don't know. I mean, it's a weird trip. I think the sushi made up for the mom's house.
Yeah. Yeah, that part looked great.
And Manami eating that abalone and having her.
Great. Wow, this is great.
Like that cold avocado soup.
So what was the next thing we were supposed to talk about?
Oh, the interim ranking. Off topic, but someone was like, "How do you know their rankings?" And I said, "I watched the show."
Who said that?
On Twitter, they're like, "How you know Shin Wei's ranking? How you know she's in danger of elimination?" I said,
"What?"
Because I saw it.
Yeah, they're sick for that, actually. Yeah, so number 1, we have Xiaoting. Number 2, Dayeon. 3, Hikaru, sorry. Rank 4, Mashiro. 5, Yurina. 6, Youngeun. 7, Ruiqi. 8, Chaehyun. 9, Shana.
I'm happy with the Shana fans, but wouldn't it have been such a slay for Ruan to be there?
Man. If Ruan even touches the top 9 once, if she touched it in this moment, I'd be like, she's about to debut, because there's no way.
I would be so happy. I'd be like, go girl. I'm just rooting for her because I'm like, I don't know, in my head, I'm like, they want her in here.
So for number 9, I feel like Shauna's not in my top. Honestly, I don't even want her in the group, but I feel like her being ranked 9, it was deserved. It was a good moment for her. It was a deserved moment for her and her fans. Do I like her? I don't really care for her. Her voice is nice. Her voice kind of reminds me of, you know how like in Girls' Generation when Jessica was still in the group, like she would have her little notes and her voice is very distinct in that group. I feel like Shauna's voice is the same way. Like I feel like when she's around other vocalists, her voice is just very distinct.
She reminds me more of So Young's voice, or Suyeon, the tall one.
Suyeon in Girls' Generation.
Yeah, but no. Listen. But if she had great training to be a good vocalist, like they sound similar. It's just Shana has more control of her vocals. Not saying Suyeon doesn't, but I'm just saying like they have because when I hear voices, I'm like, oh, you sound like this person. That's why sometimes y'all might fight me in Red Velvet. I sometimes can't tell the difference between Joy and Seulgi when they get into the higher range of their voices because they start to sound the same. Like
why would
one song
hate you for that?
Because some people would be like, no, Seulgi is not. Blah, blah.
Oh yeah, anyway, K-pop fans get mad at anything. You're right.
Sometimes one song I was like, "Ooh, Joy is singing," and then I saw it was Seulgi. I said, "Dang, I was living my little delusional life." But anyway, that's just my thing. I'm happy for Shana because you know what? Her fans really want her in. I don't know who's getting in, but what I will say is I'm happy that she had this moment for her. It's vindication to know that people are rooting for her, and if whatever happens, whether she gets in or not, she can take this and run with it and do whatever, you know, so good for her.
You know who are the happiest girls in the top 9 right now? Yurina and Shana. Yurina is so happy. When they called her name for 5th place, they were like, wow, Yurina dropped it. She was like,
I think she did not want that pressure of first.
She does not want that. She doesn't want to be first. She doesn't even want to be 2nd place.
Here's the deal. I think in my little mind, my little fantasy, she saw how 1st place worked in Bon Bon Girls. She's like, I don't want that. I don't want this.
Yeah, because they're working curly. I think the line distribution and the dancing and the moments are more like they're better now in Bon Bon Girls. But in the beginning, like Curly was singing, she was rapping, she was center for every dance. I'm just like, girl, they're working you.
Yurina's like, y'all see me always singing harmonies and whatnot. I don't want this. I just want my little lines.
She wants her little how you like that lines, her little 1 line, her 2 line, you know.
You gonna like that?
Exactly. Her little Tiger Man. That's it. That's all that she wants.
We keep bringing that up in episode 1. Tiger Man. Yeah, but good for her. I like Mashiro a little bit more this episode. I think if they did not show her, you know, eat like in a place that smelled of luxury. I think this was a good episode to kind of show the girl's personality. I mean, y'all know how I feel about Hikaru. I'm not a fan, but if you took this away, if you took her out and replaced her with anybody else, I'd be okay.
Yeah, it feels like the lineup is improving more. You know what I mean?
It's still pretty much consistent. Like this isn't much of a change from the first go round. The only reason why there's a big difference here, or not big, the only difference is number 9. But that's
I
the
mean,
shocking.
Dayeon jumped
That
from like rank 15 to 2.
they're gonna move around, but I feel like from 8 to 1 is the lineup because they have not left since.
And also Mnet is pushing those people too.
Yeah, so this is the lineup from 8 to 1. The only difference is number 9. Who knows what spot that's?
They're gonna have to
introducing
that.
Bora.
Ooh.
And then that'll be it, you know. I mean,
yeah,
I haven't seen, like, it's not like Produce 48 where it was always consistently changing. So it seems like this is just what it is. But I guess for me at this point, I'm just kind of watching. All I want is for the girls I'm supporting to get to the finale, and whatever happens, because I can't really control that. But can we talk about the other girls that were past rank 9?
Yeah. Yurina just wants her little moment.
Right, alrighty. So here we are. So in rank 18 is Chen Hsin Wei. Not appropriate. We need to make this happen. And all her fans on Twitter are making noise. I'm like, if we're making noise and she don't get back up in here, we're the problem.
She's gonna get back up because people always pity vote for the people in last. So I think that she'll be fine.
Good, deserved. Miss Abalone Manami is in number 17. Miss Rigsley ran 16. Miss Shingcho, which is in 15, and people were like saying they're trying to rig her out or rig her in. I don't know how. I don't know. They're doing something. Actually, this might be interesting because will there be a shift in the rankings? Who knows? It's curiosity. You know who hasn't been back in the number 9 in the top 9 for a minute? I know we're getting off topic. Yes, so that's interesting to me. Anyway, number 14 is Wen Zhe, so she's ranking up. 13 is Bahie, so they're buying SIM cards. Let me stop. I'm joking. I'm sorry, y'all.
You're not joking.
You're right. Number 12 is Youngeun. Number 11 is Yeso, IOI Queen. Number 11. Let me stop. Fu Yaning's number 10, which is surprising. So congrats to y'all.
I'm not surprised that she's number 10.
I think people are, because you know what? She lightened her hair a little bit and she's smiling, and people are forgetting her actions.
No, I think it's because certain people have 1 picks and certain people are in people's like top 9. You know what I mean? Fu Yaning, I think she had a lot of international 1 picks. So now that we're voting 1-1-1, I'm not surprised at all to see her up there. Exactly. Okay. Actually, I thought that she would be in the top 9 because of that, but
no.
Because I didn't know that Shana was a lot of people's 1 pick. That's why I thought Fu Yaning might be there, not Shana.
But I could see Shana, like, she's a blank canvas. So whatever they want to make her out to be, still just paint her up to fit the concept. So
I feel like
even if you don't,
all the Korean girls kind of give me that vibe. Not all of them, but most of them, because I get the same vibe from Chaehyun too.
But she's like a foreign contestant that, like, her face has, like, there's nothing obstructing them to, like, make her fit whatever they want to do. So I feel like if she gets in, there's no obstructing from what they have planned. So
it's funny that you say that, because when I think about people that girls really like are blank canvases, and I think it's because everyone wants to imagine a girl to be a certain way that they want. Because I feel like girls like Xiaoting, that's why she's first, because she's very blank. She can be whatever you want her to be, but she's still pretty no matter what.
She's just a hot college girl. Like, I feel like that's enough. Like, and she has that look. Like, there's like that look. Like, she just has it. But with Shana, it's not like she sparks the same, fantasy. I just feel like you might think she's plain Jane now, but think of her with a little lash on, little lip color. She's like Yena. I didn't see how they're going to make that work, but they made it work magnificently. I mean, not talent-wise, but I was like, how are we going to style her? And I was like, oh, that's how y'all going to style her. Like,
I kind of feel the same way about Ruiqi too. I feel like a lot of people hate Ruiqi because they see her and they're like, she has 1 image, but I just think that any image that she wants to do, she can do it. But she's not like obviously a blank canvas like Shana. I think she has an image, but if you wanted to do something, she can do that. If you want to do something else, she can do that. But people don't see that. They see the 1 image.
She came off fierce and strong, and it was like fierce and strong, and I think her personality, she's like, if she was in a friend group, she'd be the too much friend. Like she's just extra. So I felt all those combinations together was just like a bit much, which then played into how people look at her. And it's like, then you're doing this and you're doing that. Come on now. Like, even it's a bit much for me. Like, but at the same breath, like if you snatch the hair color back to black, put a soft Sakura palette, blush and whatnot, she could fit whatever. But again, I don't think they're going to take that group in this direction. But yeah, I'm not surprised with the rankings. I'm surprised with Shana, but otherwise, if they pretty consistent, seems like number 9. Well, no, because Chaehyun got number 9, but it seems like, as I said before, everyone that ranked 8 on up is solid. Unless they do terribly. So
I think, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because when I think about produce shows that may or may not have been rigged, but probably weren't rigged, usually the top ones are relatively consistent. So it makes sense. You know what I mean? I think that, I don't know, I still feel like ranks 7, 8, or 9 might not be that safe. But I don't know, because usually in produce shows, it's like 11 members. So that's why it's kind of hard to say. Like in an 11-member team, rank 7 and up would be safe. But I don't know, maybe in this show, is rank 7 safe?
The same members keep showing up over and over again.
Yeah, we'll see. When it gets down to
only
one pick,
2 girls that we won't expect are going to make it.
Only 2?
That's not what I would like. To be honest, I would like a whole rehaul. I would like 5 girls that we don't expect to make it. Leaving the 4 secure ones being like Xiaoting, Yurina. I don't want Hikaru in the group, but I just accepted it.
To be honest, the show was kind of a mess from the beginning, because girls got eliminated that shouldn't have been eliminated.
That's why I hope they do a Produce Japan for the girls, so that way at least some of the Japanese contestants have a chance again, because they were already, the odds are stacked against them from the beginning, because a lot of these girls came in with the fan bases. You got Cherry Bullet girls, you got CLC girl, you got all the Chuang and Youth With You girls. It's kind of hard to compete with that. And it's like, then you got some certain unknown Korean members, but it kind of sucks, right? And then you got Bahye, who, is a famous TikTok girl, and, BTS and hyphen TXT fandom. Kind of rough, but I don't know. It was a fun episode. We got to see the interim rankings, and they do that to shift things around. They do that to save certain people, to be honest, because they do that in the finale. It was like, here's a girl who's fighting for 12th spot, and then it's like these members, and then it kind of like ranks up and changes the game again and again. I guess a question is, how are they going to deal with the live show for the finale? Because we can't give extra votes.
I don't know. I've never voted live for any of these shows.
We could. We didn't have a cell phone, and we couldn't pay them yogurt money. Anyway, let's talk about the fan meet.
But there's other things to talk about that happened in the episode. That's kind of it for me. They had the team practices and everything.
Oh, they sure did. Go ahead. I was on cruise.
I guess I'll start with the Snake team, how they kicked out Suyeon and Youngeun. And they tried to. So here's my thing about the Youngeun situation. So she said her little salty comment to Ruiqi, because Ruiqi was like, I kind of have a sore throat, so sorry if I can't sing. And she stood up and sang anyways. And then Youngeun was like, it was irresponsible of her to say that. She said something like that. I don't know. I'm probably giving my Aneesa version of the events that happened.
It's interesting how they let that slide, but then Shy Banks is sitting there.
This is my thing. I feel like I always talk about Chinese people, there's Chinese people there, but this is my thing. If Youngeun was Chinese, that would have been a whole moment. Youngeun would have been like, oh, I didn't like how Ruiqi said that she had a sore throat. And then she would have, every time that Youngeun gave a nasty eye to anyone, we would have seen that. Anytime that she was mean to Ruiqi, even slightly, we would have seen her. Every single salty moment that she had, we would have seen it. I genuinely feel like because she's Korean, they gave her little 30 seconds, like, oh, this happened. Okay, on to the next team. But if she was Chinese, they would be milking that whole thing. They would have made it known that she was salty and mad that she lost the main vocal spot.
Slightly off topic, do you think Xiaoting is a good center for this song? Because be honest, and they said this in the preview, we haven't heard her sing at all. And she's kind of been, probably the Xiaoting fans are going to hate me. She's been basically coasting through this competition and not having to even vocally do anything.
Yeah.
She just had to rap.
Yeah, she really didn't do much that competition. And I feel like the thing about this is that I feel like Xiaoting is a nice face, but when it comes to the song, do I like Suyeon? No, but I think that Suyeon would have fit more as center. I also think that Xiaoting didn't look that good doing the dance when they were competing. I actually feel like Hikaru did the dance better when they were competing for.
Oh yeah, she ate that up.
Yeah,
but Hikaru doesn't fit the image.
Yeah, she doesn't fit the image. That's why. Exactly, and I think that's why they went with Xiaoting. But isn't center for that song? I think they're like vocal 3, so maybe she can do it. But I don't know. We'll see. Is she the best option? I think, considering the fact that their only options was like the 8 or 9 girls, she's the best. You know what I mean? I guess.
Who in that group's a vocalist?
Ruiqi can sing. That's why she's doing main vocal. They cooked out Suyeon.
Every time I think about her main vocal, I just think about None and Brady.
So they kicked out their other 2 vocalists. They kicked out Suyeon and Youngeun.
Good. This would be a good test run to see how the real group works, because a lot of the girls that are going to get in are in there.
Honestly, I feel like, I don't know, people keep saying that these people can't sing and blah, blah, blah. I think that they can sing that song and they'll be just fine. Xiaoting, like we said, is the only one that I don't know because we haven't actually seen her sing. We've seen the others provide some sort of vocal something. So I think that they'll be just fine.
Well, I'm ready for them to entertain me.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm glad that Ruiqi went for the main vocals position because she's one of the people that people are just like, she can't sing. And I'm just like, she can sing. It's just that
she just sings in cursive.
It's just that she doesn't usually go for singing parts. Right, so that's why people are like, she can't sing. I'm just like, she literally sang Chungha's Snapping all on her own. Or we're just not gonna yeah,
I was entertained. I was like, oh, that was interesting.
So on to another team. You know what Eugene's team makes me think of?
Oh no, I was about to say shoot too. They are happy with where they're at. They're like, she's like, who wants to try and switch something up? They're like, girl, who said that? I think Maya was like, I think you suited that part, so that works good for you. And then she's like, okay, I'll say it's leader and main vocal. Vocal 2, okay, you vocal 3, all right. And then Ruan was like, and vocal 6, and that's like, okay, cool.
But I like that Youngeun at least gave them the option. Like at least the option is there, because I don't know, what if there was one person who would be kind of salty and you know what I mean?
But she got the group that's the most like
passive, yeah.
Right. And I think they generally are happy with where they're at.
Exactly, that's the other thing. They're both passive, but also satisfied with what they got.
Right. I'm just cracking up when Ram said, and I'm vocal 6. I was like, why do I like every time she proclaims something? I got in fair, so there. and she's like, and I'm vocal 6, yes. But Ruan's gonna be center, so that's gonna be fun.
But you know what that group reminds me of, though? They remind me of April, when April first debuted. And when April first debuted, yeah, everyone was sweet. And Somin was there. I'm just like, girl, you look kind of like you don't fit in with this sweet concept. That's what Youngeun reminds me.
But, Youngeun's older than other girls. But Somin was like, was like 21, 22. So she had the age. Yeah. But she just had an older vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting from that group.
They're gonna put her in the milkmaid outfit and make her dance. So I'm cool with that. That was a little April debut song.
I don't know their debut song. I just like their last comeback song that they
No,
had.
I was a fan. Dream Candy, look it up. It was cute. They were in milkmaid outfits. They looked like they were in Hinga Dinga Dirk, and they were real
I'm gonna
cute.
cut out that part just to be petty because they got bullies in that group. Just kidding.
Goodness. Let's just get U+Me out the way.
U+Me. Oh, right. So U+Me, that Suyeon, Youngeun, and Shana moved to that team. Yeah, the overflow team.
Which I kind of assumed to happen.
Yeah. I feel like it's good for Suyeon to go to that team because I feel like something different. Exactly, it's something different, and we always want something different too. I feel like it's good for them. They got vocalists. Didn't they need vocalists a little bit on that team? I'm sure maybe they're fine, but they got
Mashido, U+Me, and they're screaming and everyone's dancing. Yeah, which I wouldn't mind.
But it's good for Suyeon for getting center, and I'm glad that she auditioned. I still don't like her, but that's another topic. I'm gonna just try to stay neutral for this episode.
Wish Fuyaning got put in that group.
Fuyaning, I'm starting to realize, is more flexible than I thought that she was.
I just feel like even though I'm not a fan and I have my opinions about her, as a contestant outside of my thoughts of her, I feel like she's wasting, I guess, in a sense, an opportunity to show different sides of herself. Because she's starting to soften up on the personality side, but wouldn't it be such a turn of events for her to like rock this concept? And like, that's why I wanted Hikaru to be in Utopia. Not only would it have been a challenge, it would have been something to just like show us something new. And I feel like these girls, especially in the Snake team, I know I'm jumping back and forth, but it makes sense. The Snake teams are staying to what they know. And that's why I don't think they're going to win the benefits, in my opinion. But back to U+Me. I'm happy the girls that got overflow got sent there. Really excited for Suyeon to show us. She got center too, so that's really fun.
Yeah, so I was saying that Suyeon getting center is good. That's fine because I feel like she put on her brain that she fits this image because from the beginning she did KDA, which is Fierce, and then she did the Eve, which is Fierce, and then she did the Meghan Trainor song, which is still on the end of Fierce. So it's like she put in her brain like, oh, I don't fit U+Me, but it's like, no, she has a face that I feel like is flexible. Like her face, like her features are like, she has features, but it's not like they're fierce. They're just strong features. I feel like she will fit anything. So I'm just like, I guess I get that she would prefer Snake, but I think it's better for her to do that song.
This is off topic. Well, not off topic. The styling for these songs suck.
From the little bit that we saw, right?
The outfits are terrible.
Yeah, like what's up with the budget? That's why I like Chuang, because Chuang had a big budget. They had extravagant outfits.
Why are the U+Me team wearing black?
They're wearing black?
It was ugly. Whatever Masho had on was ugly. I would have put them, Robert Planet 999, I would have put them in sparkly dresses and danceable shoes, like kind of like you make me feel special, like something like that. Like I would have put those girls in that because I feel like that's the kind of vibe it's giving. It's like tipping eyes one twice kind of song. I don't know what they're putting the girls in shoot that those ugly retro outfits. That you could do retro in a much better way. Why is Hsin Wei wearing those baggy pants? Anyway, I'm sorry. The styling just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, these outfits don't fit the songs at all. What's going on?
Hopefully they make it work on stage, but
I have no doubt the girls will be great, but I'm just like, give these songs their like due credit. Like, Produce 40 had outfits that match the songs. What is going on here? In my opinion. Anyway,
what's the last team? Did we miss the team?
Utopia.
Oh, Utopia. I mean,
yeah.
I don't really have any comment.
The girls Utopia that can sing.
Yeah.
And they're happy they're there.
Yep.
It's a group of main vocalists and they will sing. And Bill will all sing, woo! And everyone's going to be like dancing and then the confetti will fall and then they'll win first place.
That's the team that they kicked Shana out of that team, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more stronger girls in the group. And Shana was like, she's strong, but she's a cute lead vocalist.
Yeah.
She's going to be much more used in U+Me than...
Oh, definitely. That's why it's good for her to get kicked out of that team.
I think people forget, like, just because a song is vocals does not mean they're aren't necessarily a need for you in other groups. Like, I think Snake would have really benefited from Shana's vocals, if I'm being honest, but that's just my opinion. Just because it would soften the group up, because those girls have a certain voice. Like, it actually would have been nice to have swap that around and Ruiqi do U+Me and then Shana do Snake. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
You don't want to talk about the fan meet?
Oh, I forgot about that because I brought up and you're like, oh wait, we want to talk about this. Big of Youngeun to dance to Helicopter with Suyeon, because I'd have sat in my chair and be like,
you know what my first thought was when she started dancing with them? I was like, Youngeun, I feel like the Suyeon fans love Youngeun from episode 1. I feel like they shipped Suyeon and Youngeun. So when they went up there, everyone was like, oh yes, Youngeun and Suyeon together doing Helicopter. That's what I needed to see. I'm just like, y'all, something ain't right with y'all. It was cute though, but something ain't right with them.
Loved how they made the girls. They're like, you are trainees as well as staff members. Pass out the merchandise, the swag. Manami's like, hello, here's your badge. I'm like, you need to be on stage. Why they got you working out here?
That was cute.
Ruiqi is so funny. She said, I want to dance to Ice Cream. And she added little extra moves that were not there. She
always added extra moves.
She's like, nah. And then she like did a little booty tooch, and I said, that wasn't there. You see, now you made the song too fierce. I think she in her head's like, I miss a cultural movement because no one's doing what I was doing. No one's talking about fate. What else happened? The girls did new things. I didn't realize those girls still like survived.
They didn't.
So they just
Dayeon did it. So Youngeun survived. The other one was Gia. I think Gia was the other one on that team. Yeah, she gone. I was like, Dayeon.
I was like, wait, the other girl's still here? Okay, great.
You wanna know who survived? Who? Not besides the ice cream team. Boombaya team.
That's what I saw that. I was like, that's interesting. A lot of the girls are still there. And then they had homegirl, if you pay me, 90s baby.
Good for them.
Oh, you know what? Also, he like everyone was wearing that outfit regularly, and he was like, I'm on hot girl things. Let me tuck in my shirt and let me get a little crop top. I said, stop. Mesh with the other girls. She said hot girl things. I don't know. I was the only one to notice that. She kind
Leave her alone. She was probably constipated.
Yeah, I'm constipated. I need to have my belly to breathe. Let me stop. We eat her up. I just saw her. I was like, you're doing a little extra. This is fall time. Wear the sweatshirt the regular way. Boron fans. But what was the other girl, Chaehyun? They were singing that IU song. That was nice.
That was so nice. When I heard Bora and Chaehyun singing the IU song, I was like, wow. So this is why everyone has Bora and Chaehyun in their top 9. That's why Bora's not just a little razzle dazzle. They're like, no, these two would sound good together. And I saw how she ate up Ji-yoon's note that she she ate her up. I was like, "Ooh, you sound real good," but I'm not gonna say.
I noticed that too. I said, she didn't even have to work hard to get there.
Yes.
I was like, when I heard that, I said, maybe this will change Aneesa's mind.
She's not in my top 9, but now I understand.
It's fine if she's not there. I just want you to realize that she has something to provide.
Yeah.
Even you saying it's kind of begrudging, like, I guess. Yeah. I guess
both of us doing that. No, I get it now. I get why people always want Bora there, because they're like, she's not just, I always saw like she's just a vocalist, and you guys are just like, and Bora, because she's a vocalist. So now I see it's not just and Bora in my top 9. Like, no, you guys can see that she has value to add. She's not just another vocalist. She has value.
I've been saying this for a while, but I've been saying like I would like her voice, but I've been saying like, oh, she can rap, she can do this, and then you're like, but no, I'm glad you got to see, she has talent. And if whatever happens, and if they end up revamping Cherry Bullet, then at least there's some revitalized interest there.
This already revitalized interest somewhat. Like, I've been scrolling to the Cherry Bullet page, and Jiwon's likes on her pictures have 90,000 likes. Any other member has like 20,000 likes. I'm just like, y'all wrong for this, but I'm doing the same thing. I'm only liking Jiwon's posts.
She looked a little too good in the elimination episode. She was like, I know I'm getting in this group. Sir, blow my hair out a little bit larger. I want volume. I want when they call my name for me to be like, oh, I'm K1. Was that all that happened? I feel like maybe other things happened, but we weren't there. So
they had the little game show at the very end with the eliminated girls.
And they performed. We talked about they performed Ice Cream again. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was cute seeing. This is just minor. Hsin Wei was there. Bahie was doing the heart, and then Hsin Wei was in the middle, and Hsin Wei like blew a kiss to Dayeon and Bahie, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice." And all the Bahie fans were like, "Look at them together." I'm like, "So y'all should vote for them."
You know what I was thinking when Ice Cream was performing? I was like, when I saw Ice Cream perform, and that's 6 girls, I was like, I bet Chaehyun feel real dumb right now. She want to do Salute so bad. I know she want to do Salute so bad. They're gone.
Do you see her fitting in Salute? Oh, I see where you're going. Because Chaehyun will be like, I could see her. You know, she should took Tammy's spot. I want to see her.
No, I'm saying she wants to do Salute so bad, but her whole team got eliminated, unlike the Ice Cream team. Yeah.
You know what? She should have done it by herself, just like how she liked. She'd be like, Salute.
She can be center, main dancer, killing part.
Janitor, vice president, custodial manager, office manager.
Good for her.
Yeah, she could do that all by herself. That'd be real cute. That'd be cute. Wait, wasn't Kotone? No. She was a part of. No, they could have done. They could have did. It's all right. Dun, 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 that 2 a.m. song. 2 girls are still left. They could replace her. They could.
Youngeun, it's only Youngeun. Yale got eliminated.
In my mind, I replaced Ayana with Kotone.
Yeah, no, that's Kotone. She was what did she said?
BBS. BBS.
Good for them.
You know what? Even though those girls aren't there, they should have done BBS. They should have flew the twin back from China.
The twin didn't want to go back. I'm sure she's happy she got eliminated. She can go back to see her sister, and they can talk smack about Mnet, everything.
And speaking, why I say go back, it reminds me of that one Japanese girl that was terrible from the first week that performed that Bo Black song. I'm still remember her, and I'm going to still drag her because she was terrible. She's like, "Oh no, hush, waiting, go black." I said, "Stop, just stop." It still haunts me. Maybe she's great now because she's like living in my head rent free. Great. Some of those girls are actually better than I assumed. You know, this is random. I'm off topic, but we're just talking about Chuang at this point. Damn it. Producer. Nope. Great. Girls Planet. You know who I keep going back to watching? Ito Miyu in her part in Fiesta. I think she did wonderful now.
I like her face a lot. I wish that she made it far because I really like her face.
In Island too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her. I'm gonna vote for her in that show.
She's gonna be my best girl.
I know she's making sure she's getting her vocal training in right now.
She's like
Yeah, she said do re mi fa sol la.
You know, and you know it's Mnet in that show too, so they're gonna make her sing Fiesta again.
No.
Yeah.
Redemption arc.
She's gonna be like, yeah, and she's gonna be like, yeah.
Man. I think we said everything we had to say about what happened.
This is a hodgepodge of us like talking about them trips and slightly frying the girls up, but that's what we do every weekend. So anyway, I think that's it, guys. Don't forget to vote for your picks on the Universe app. If you haven't done so, please do that. At this point, if you haven't been voting at all, but just watching the show, what you doing? Don't you want your girl to make it? We'll be reviewing episode 10 next week, where they actually perform the songs, and I don't have to listen to the previews every 5 seconds in reverse and repeat every time, because that's exciting. Tell us in the comments who your top 9 are. How do you feel about the interim rankings? Do you agree with them? How do you feel about Manami eating the abalone? I really want to know. But until then, stay saucy, guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Oh, oh. Dun, 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 dun.